How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Sonic Adventure DX, and... oh god, what now? You know what? You wouldn't know this unless you played the game before, but that guy's wearing all the wrong equipment for this point in the game.
Weird. Now where was I?
Overstatement of the century, Tails.
Oh yeah, the Chaos Emerald. Perfect. This will get my Tornado 2 up and raring to go.
Oh, and we get to play as the guy! Oh, that's amazing! Yeah, I know, I kind of spoiled it in the cutscene there, but yes, the cat that we just saw is indeed a playable character. That's just... after those first impressions, I'm not sure where that's gonna go, but, no, I'm just teasing at this point. I was kind of trying to look around and see if he was still here, because when you're playing his story, you can actually see Tails and talk to him. Which we might get into later, but, you know. You know what? That guy actually said something that's really relevant to Tails' story. What a concept. They actually gave the NPCs something decent to talk about. Well, anyway, let's, get the Tornado 2 up and ready to go, since we got what we came here for.
The time has come at last. This new plane should work a lot better. I've ironed out most of the problems. So, here it goes. Emerald, do your stuff. Ready, Sonic? Here I come. Tornado 2, clear for takeoff. Away we go.
Oh, I like that cutscene, even though Tails kind of lacked in a landing strip to get the plane up to speed, so there really wasn't any realism in there. But as I said, the cat that we just saw in that cutscene is a playable character. Well, let's have a look-see at his game, shall we? Gee, I wonder what that is underneath his bed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. I give you the one, the only, the voice of Duke Nukem, John St. John!
You're looking kinda weird, good buddy. What's up with the tail?
Wait, did he just do what I think he just did?
Hey, wait a minute! You swallowed my lucky charm! Come back here! What's wrong with you? Something's not right. We've always been friends. For years. Doggy! Wait up!
Oh my god, I just... that opening cutscene just kills me every time. I can't... I have nothing to say. Next cutscene, please.
Yoo-hoo, Froggy! Come out wherever you are! Oh man, Where could my Pollywog pal be anyway?
But yes, now we are playing as Big the Cat, and he's probably the most polarizing story / gameplay in all of Sonic Adventure, for very good reason, as we will find out pretty soon.
You can go down into the sewer.
Why would he want to go down? Well, maybe the frog kind of jumped into the sewer, but as you can hear from Mr. Know-It-All here, Big's game is 100% based around fishing. We'll get into that a little more later, but for now, let's talk to Sonic and Tails, if I can ever get the camera on them. Oh look, they're not wearing the right power-ups for this point in the game. Just... great. I love it so much. Yeah, this is probably the only retcon in the whole entire playthrough that I just entirely didn't remember was actually going to happen, and... I don't know, just whatever. And then when I finally get them to talk to me, all Sonic has to say is, Eggman! Yes, that's some great input there, Sonic. But anyway, I would assume, according to their dialogue, that this is taking place probably after Windy Valley, when they're getting ready to go to Casinopolis. But, ooh, hello there. Well, he got his... oh, it's a lure power-up. Yeah, I'll explain those in a minute, but he got his power-up over here. Does that... what does that mean he's gonna get in the actual sewer itself? I mean, the water here is deeper than it is in the actual sewer, so why would the frog go over there? I don't know. Well, whatever.
I'm begging you, please! Show me where my friend is!
Oh, man. I can only emulate. I can't actually do the voice exactly how it is. But yes, Big's game is based around fishing, and there are 4 lure power-ups in the game. You'll get 1 basically for each and every stage he has, which means his game really isn't all that long, but yeah, we'll get into one of those stages in a few minutes. Hey, there he is. That was quick. Looks kind of bloated on that Chaos Emerald.
There you are. Wait, don't run away. What you doing under that car? What's wrong?
I'm taking a poo! And I think what they were originally intending to do, because Big has enough strength to pick this car up, so I would think they were originally intending for you to just like kind of throw the car across the city and jump in, so that way Sonic could get in here because there'd be no car to block his way to get up there. But I don't know. So Big can't get up there, so we gotta go this way, and hey, my Chow Egg's missing. Maybe it hatched and became a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle! No, probably not. They probably wouldn't like the chrome gold plating on him. Well, all I know is that my baby's out there somewhere, fighting crime and stuff, and as you can see, the elevator has a problem with Big's bigness, I guess. And they moved the box, apparently, all the way over there, although why Big couldn't move it himself, I don't know. I mean, you gotta see, I mean, Big gets stuck in this glass hallway sometimes. That's how humongous of a character he is. It just... oh boy, 2 doors. Now, where could Froggy have gone? Maybe he went in here? No. The door's locked for right now, so we gotta go inside of Twinkle Park. And basically, this will give you an idea of exactly what Big's gameplay is like. It's completely different from everyone else's, where everyone else has a game based around, you know, platforming and speed and all that stuff and running through levels. Big has an open area that you can run around in and platform in and all that stuff, but his game is primarily based around waiting around, sitting down, and fishing to find Froggy, because Froggy's a frog, so he's going to go for a nearby or not so nearby body of water in some cases. So you can run around in the level and actually, you know, do some stuff, but I slipped off the ledge there before I could show the whole thing, so I was like, screw it, I'm going back. So basically the objective here is to find Froggy in this level. Now in this case it's pretty easy because there's only 1 body of water. Later on there will be more bodies of water, and then we'll have a little more to worry about, but you can kind of see him there. He's got a unique swimming animation, so just look for something that's doing like a breaststroke, because most of the other fish just kind of like waddle around like regular fish do. But Froggy has a unique swimming animation, so you'll pretty much always be able to see where he is. Then what you want to do is cast your lure out into the water. You want to move it around a little bit and wait for him to pick up the scent. You'll know he picked it up when he turns to face it. Then you get him on the line, you'll get a hit, and then you got to reel him in without letting the bar on the right side of the screen hit the top, because if you do, the line snaps and you lose a life. Now, how a line snapping makes you lose a life, I don't know, but...
Oh, now what am I gonna do?
And the reason why he said that is because, at least for a little while here, Froggy escapes every time Big catches him in these levels. So, he's got places to be, I suppose. The weight that you might have seen in the top left corner there, that's something else that's a little bit different as well.
Froggy escaped, but he couldn't have gotten too far. Maybe he went for a Sunday drive.
Okay, so here's Twinkle Circuit, and I'll explain the weight in a minute. Which, Twinkle Circuit, it's kind of like a go-kart track. It emulates the feel of Sonic's opening for Twinkle Park, but it's obviously it's not as fast because you've got a bunch of winding twists and turns, and you've got like actual timing that you have to do this race in a certain amount of time. And surprisingly enough, Big is probably the best driver in the game, which is weird because he's not even driving. And oh my god, I can't even concentrate. Every time I hear him do that, like, I'm not used to it, and I've played this game through 20 or 25 times, and I'm still not used to hearing him do that whenever he goes off the jumps. It's just, I don't understand, man. Like, I personally, like, I know the Big's game is, like, one of the most polarizing things about this game, and people are like, oh, I hate this game, and then they're like, oh, why do you hate this game? Because Big's game sucks, and it makes the whole game bad. And blah 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 blah, and it's just a bad game because you have to do fishing and it's required in order to get the ending. And I'm just like, dude, how can you hate someone that just does this? Like, how can you hate that? Big's game just, I have no problems with it. It's the only, I'll tell you this, it's the only fishing minigame in any video game that has ever been made that I consider viable. Not because it's fun, but because the fishing minigame part doesn't envelop the story, and you're not sitting there for hours on end catching fish after fish after fish like most fishing minigames you have to play for a video game. Although most of them are side quests in other cases, this is a main quest, and you have to do this in order to complete the game. So that's probably why a lot of people have difficulties with it, and I understand that part, but it's like, this is like some of the most hilarious voice acting that I've ever heard in any video game. And you get, I mean, the gameplay in Big's game is only like an hour long. You only have to play through as Big for an hour of him doing this, pretty much, and then you're done. And it's just, I don't see how anyone can hate this. Like, are we that evil as human beings that we can't watch this guy just being the crazy guy that he is? And I finally made that turn at full speed. I'm so proud of myself. But I don't see how anyone has a problem with Big's game. Like, I understand fishing is not fun, but everything else about Big's game is hilarious. Big is hilarious. His voice acting is hilarious, and it's just, the whole game just flows completely smoothly and hilariously from one place to another. I didn't mention it while we were doing this, but you want to kind of leave your lap counts a little bit lower, because if you want to get all of the emblems in the game, you have to come back to Twinkle Circuit later, you have to beat your times, and you have to get in under a certain amount of time, and Big just pushed on an invisible wall. So that's great. Hey, there's the ice stone. I guess where we're going next. We know where we're going next.
Oh, look, a bunny, and it's flying. Hi, buddy, wait up!
I can't even, like, talk about it. It's just, I love Big. I love Big's character so much. I mean, his game is definitely not my favorite in the game, and for obvious reasons, but I love his character so much, and it just makes up for this being a fishing minigame. Like I said, this is the only time fishing will ever be viable in a video game, when you have someone like Big the Cat leading the charge throughout the entire game. Like, that's the only... And I mean, the writing in this story is hilarious as well. Did you see what that little girl just said? She just said that the frog might have taken the train somewhere. Why would a frog take a train anywhere? Now, like, I was going over here, I'm like, using sensible logic, like maybe he went to the beach or, you know, the closest body of water. But no, apparently the frog took the train to the Mystic Ruins. Just, oh my god. I love this story so much. It's just hilarious, and I don't know, I don't have a problem with it. I know that a lot of people do, but I just don't have a problem with it. So now they're conspiring against their employers, but it's a secret, but you'll tell it to a cat the size of you, so it's not really a secret. Just, oh my god. Well, anyway, we gotta go to Ice Cap. Mommy, I want to take the middle car. And I'm not making fun of Big at all. I think his voice acting is hilarious, and as I said before, I'll emulate it out of respect. It's just, John St. John did a great job with Big's voice. I love it. I know you don't want to give him the Ice Stone. We kind of need it. There you go. And then I also like how they switched the... Well, yeah, I did Glowing Light in Sonic's story, but it's in a different spot in this one. I like how they switched the dialogue of the NPCs to actually say, hey, this is where the frog is, so maybe we should... Yeah, like this guy. He's like, hey, you should follow the frog into this whirlwind thing. So I kind of like how they switched up the NPCs, so they're like, you know, before they were like, oh, well, you know, the soil and all that stuff and blah, blah, but now they're like, no, there's a frog over here, and that should take over my archaeological duties completely, and I don't know, it's just, this whole story is just crafted, I think. Ooh, another power-up. Sweet!
You've discovered the life belt. It keeps you afloat when you're in water. To swim underwater, press the jump button when afloat.
So the life belt effectively makes Big the best swimmer in Sonic history because now he can float, so that just beats everything else. Tails has that whole doggy paddle thing, but he still has to go underwater. So Big is effectively the best swimmer, and he gets all the levels with water, so it would make sense that he would be the best swimmer. So he's also a good climber, apparently. But yeah, that's it for this episode. It's a little short. I didn't want to overload you guys with too much fishing today, so we'll, save a little bit of that for later. But will Big be able to rescue his cold-blooded friend from an icy prison? Find out in the next episode of Sonic Adventure DX. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Just greatest cliffhanger ever. I've outdone myself. I have nothing more to say.